Hello, this is Ed Pluchar with another real estate mini lesson. Today, we're going over the real life example of the cost of selling a property by yourself. Welcome back. And so this is a real life example of a FSBO, a for sale by owner deal, where the owner was very intent on selling it by herself. Felt like she was going to save some money that way, didn't want to pay a realtor. And I've been dying since we inked this contract a couple months ago. I've been dying to make this video because it's painful. But if you go your own way, this is kind of what happens. So she told us, I don't want to work with a realtor. I didn't meet her before the sale. She had already had her house on Zillow as a for sale by owner. As far as I know, that's the only website where it was. But when we went to show it to her, I brought a buyer who was pre-qualified, motivated, ready to go, and he liked this house. But she mentioned a few times she just wasn't going to work with a realtor. She didn't list with one. She didn't want to pay one. She didn't want to do anything like that. I said, okay, well, let's see what we can come up with. We'll make an offer, and if it's acceptable to you, then we'll go forward. And if not, we'll work it out. So she had it appraised for $148, and that's what she listed it for. I do know who the appraiser is. I don't know why she picked that appraiser or how that turned out, but it was that was her downfall, other than not having a realtor. But this was her downfall because she assumed that was a lock-in number. This is what the home is worth. I did an analysis and estimated that, just with a humble brag here, I did an analysis on the spot and realized it was worth at least $160 as is, complete mess, dated, needs everything redone. So the ARV, the after repair value, would be about $195. That number I got from an actual analysis of the neighborhood, looked at recent sales. Folks, there's nothing that's sold in that neighborhood less than $190. So I don't know what her appraiser was doing, but her first mistake was not having a realtor. The second mistake was talking to this particular appraiser. Third was not wanting to deal with me, and we'll see what happened there. So anyway, ARV was $195. Just drive by, my value was $160, and that bears out a little bit later. So my guy likes it. It's at $148. I'm like, well, let's go to work. Let's make an offer. So he was really intent. He wanted to pay as little as he could up front. He's an FHA buyer, so we can go up to 6% closing costs. And I said, look, we can do this one of two ways. My rate is normally X. And we can build that into the purchase price and take the credits out, or we can kind of divide it, because I think she's going to be apprehensive about paying my normal full rate or anything at all. We'll see. But if we split it up, and if you're willing to cover about half of it and ask her to cover half of it, then we should be good on that. Now, my rate on all this is going to be less than $4,000. And the spread he's going to make is well over $4,000. That's the value of a realtor. They're going to make you way more money than you're paying them to work for you. Okay, so we make an offer. The net price, so you take the sale price minus any credits, the net price we offered her was $136.9. So we're about $11,000 cheaper than her list price. Not actually that aggressive off the list price itself, but off the ARV, we're now a little bit under. We're about $23,000 under what I think the ARV is. So he's got a ton of equity from the word go. In between offer number 1 and 2, the attorney comes back and says, look, we really need to sell this as is. Now, it wasn't listed as is. No one ever said as is, but now she's introducing as is. And this attorney really felt like she was a slick negotiator. So she was trying to kind of push me out and get it as is. And she's also intent on $148. She thinks that's the value, and maybe it'll sell for more than $140. Maybe it'll sell for less than $140. She's being upfront about this. If you're an agent, you would never ever say that because you're giving away too much. Now I know for sure they'll take less than $140 on a net price. Okay. I also know they're fixated on my thing, and they're fixated on the credit. They're not as fixated on the net price. So I bring that to my buyer and I say, look, they're introducing as is, and that costs something. Because if you do the inspection and find something wrong with it, now you got to say, well, we're not asking for credits and we're not asking for repairs. We're just taking it. But that's not how you offered the first time. So we're actually going to reduce your offer by about $3,000. And we made some other, we structured it a little bit differently so that it would throw off fewer alarms for the seller. We reduced my commission on that. He agreed to pick up the slack. We reduced his credit just a little bit. Actually, no, we left it at own. She finally came back, the attorney, and her net price was $135,985. So if you're doing the math at home, our low offer to start with actually improved for us by the end. So this attorney, who was a slick negotiator, lost her client not just the $11,000 spread to begin with, but another $1,000 in the middle of negotiations. And I'm still getting my normal rate. You don't have to cut out a realtor to get a great deal. Now, we go through the process. The inspection goes through. It's about what we think it is. There's a few issues, but he's willing to go through with it. Great. The appraiser goes out. There's no FHA issues, which is phenomenal. Not only that, the value, remember I said 160, the value, 161 from the appraiser. So we close on this net price, the 135,985. You got an as-is value of 161 according to the appraiser and an independent realtor. And his spread, the cost, well, let's phrase it positively first. My client walks away with $25,000 of equity in this house. So he put down 3.5%, but he actually put down almost 20% based on the deal that we were able to strike for him. Reverse it. The cost of selling by owner was $25,000. Now, again, if she had paid me and a listing agent, that would have been less than $8,000 altogether. Probably would have been about $7,000 altogether. She said, no. I want to save money. And instead, I want to spend $25,000 or 15% of my total value to sell it myself. I know it could seem harsh. I'm not trying to be snarky, but this really is the cost of being a for sale by owner. It really does pay to the tune of $25,000, sometimes more, to talk to a realtor and go over the value of your home. So if you have any questions, if I could do something like this for you, please give me a call at 815-931-2279. Have a great one.